we'll talk about today, that is the pricing and the charges, and the margin component, discount and rebate will talk later. So in the price, we have a four area through which it is derived. One is your straightforward release product sales price, activated standard item cost. Something this is new that we will explore today. However, we know that the active standard item cost, we use it just to define the cost, but not to define the price. Okay, so we'll see how it will derive the price if it is none of the component is defined. Then we have a trade agreement. It is we means pricing structure or the pricing management use the trade agreement price. It also use the trade agreement based on the attributes. So both the way system can use it. And one is the item based price. So here we have a three, that is item based price for inventory, item based price for purchase, and item based price for sales. Okay, so this is the price. And the next we have a charges, that is the header charges and the line charges. Okay, like auto charges, if we define on the header based on certain attributes, how the system will populate the charges on the header and the line level. So that is a based on the combination. So let's quickly dive into the first part, that is the price. So first of all, before we start, there are some price attributes to which it derive the price. First is your price, then margin component price adjustment, then we have a discount, we have a charges, and we have a rebate. So in normal terminology, we call it as the price component, okay, or the price component code in ERP terminology. And we first define it. We make first structure like in order to get the price. So what price system to consider first? Whether to consider the charges first, whether to consider the margin component first, or the price first, and in price, which are the component tech system should take the first. So based on that, system will take it. We'll see in detail. Now, first of all, we are talking about the price. Okay, price means from which all side system will get that price. So starting price can be sourced from trade agreement, item based price, activated standard item cost, and the release product default sales price. So here, if at all, if nothing is defined, the system first look at the release product default sales price. If it is not found, then system will look at the item standard item cost, that is particularly for your standard cost. That means the costing method. Then we have a item based price, and finally trade price, trade agreement price. So this is the sequence. So first, the way I explain you, if we just talk from the bottom of the this particular cycle or particular hierarchy, the release product base price, if it is not there, then straight away apply to 0. If it is there, then that price will be applied. Okay. Similarly, if this price is not found, then it will look for the item cost price. If it is not there, then item base price. And if it is not there, then the trade agreement price. So in order to define this, we need to have the price component code setup. So first we'll directly go into this, then I will tell you how it works. I'll open the Microsoft Dynamics instance. Okay. So before we start, we need to activate the feature from the feature management. So in order to do it, I'll go to the feature management. And the feature called unified pricing. So if I just yeah. So pricing management, I think my version is in 39. I'm into 39. In the current version 41, it is a unified pricing management. So only difference between the two is the initial pricing version is not applicable for your existing trade agreement and the sales price agreement. However, in the new pricing version, those defects or the issues raised by the employees of the Microsoft or the different MVPs, those have taken care of. But probably in your instance, in version 41, it is a unified pricing management. Okay, so we'll quickly start how it works. So there is a new model called pricing management. And the pricing management, we'll first see the pricing management parameter. So in the pricing management parameter, first we need to define the attributes, that is the customer attribute group and the sales attribute group. How to define this, I will take you to this setup because there are additional functionality or additional configuration Microsoft has added for pricing management. But before that, we'll take first simple example. In order to use that example, first I need to set up the pricing component code setup or pricing component code setup. So here, which I was explaining before 2 minutes or 5 minutes back, we need to define the sequence, like in which sequence system to consider the prices. So I have defined first is the item price component code, that is the base price. The sequence is 10, then the trade agreement price 20, and the automatic charge as 30. We have a different ways to define it. First, let's open the price component code, that is the inventory price. So in order to define the price component code setup, we need to have the price component code. Okay, and in price component code, if I just click on new, so different price component. One is the inventory price, sales price, purchase price, sales trade agreement. Then we have a margin component, discount, auto charge, and a rebate management. So for our demo purpose, I have configured as the base price for inventory price. Okay, we are defining one base price, and system will consider that base price as my sales price. Okay. So we'll quickly check how it works. So basically what I'm trying to say is we will test it or we will demonstrate you how this exactly hierarchy or this sequence will work. Okay. So I have defined one particular item for the today's demo. So these are my release product. Okay. I'm just considering this example. This is my standard cost item, standard cost item. And in standard cost, I have not defined anything, not even sales price. So first, simple, as simple as that, I'll define my sales price. I need to come to sales tab, and the sales tab, I'll define the sales price. The sales price is, let's say 100. I will save it, and I'll create one sales order quickly. Any customer and warehouse. Of course, I'll define the site and the warehouse. Okay, now I just copy this item and put it on the line level, quantity 1, and if I come to the price is 100. It is very straightforward, like we define for normal SCM process. I have defined the 100 as my 100 US dollar, 100, I think INR, I want to INR, I think INR, yes, 100 rupees for this particular item. Now I define the next, that is the cost price. The base, what the structure is, if my item, this price is not there, then what system is look for? Then activate a standard cost. Then for the same item, I will define the cost. In order to define cost, I will come here. Just on the header part, we have an option called manage cost, and the manage cost, I click on the item price, and I will define the cost for this particular item. Let's say costing version is 10. Site I will define as 1, and price is, let's say 150. I will save it and I will activate it. Okay. Now I'll come to the sales order. I no need to just remove the line. Now in the normal way, you can do it like you need to click on the action pane. There is a sales button, and the cell we have a recalculate. If I click on the recalculate, system is calculating and it's updated to 150. So that is a new feature. If your release product or the sales price is not defined on the release product, then system is looking for the price that is activated cost price. So that is what it means. The system is look for the activated standard cost. Now system has found the activated cost, standard cost, hence system has populated 150 rupees as the sales price. Now we'll go to the item based price. Now where do we define the item based price? I'll just duplicate this tab. And in the pricing management, I go to the pricing management. Oh, sorry, pricing management. So we have a base price version. Okay. So base price version is exactly similar to that of your costing price version or the costing version. But unfortunately, there is no linkage between your cost version and the base price version. they are totally different. The cost version is different and the base price version is different, even though the form looks exactly similar. Okay, so I have defined one particular version V1, and like the same you see the option on the costing version, the same option we have, that is a block change and a block activation, and I have defined this version site wide, that is for site one. Now in order to define the price, I will click on this base price and I click new. Now there are three price: purchase price, base sales price, and the base inventory price. Since in our price component, I have defined the inventory price, the system to consider the only inventory price. Now, just to give the perspective, I just defined the sales price and the item is the same item. What was that item? Yeah, STD 91 from date, let's say 1st February, and the price is, let's say, 160. I save it and I activate it. Now I have activated. If I come to the sales order, I just recalculate. The system price is not changing. Why? Because I have considered if I go to the activator, I have considered the sales price. However, in my price component setup, I mentioned it as the inventory price. The system will not consider the base price defined for sales price and base price defined for purchase price. It will only consider the inventory price. So that is the thing I wanted to show you. Hence, I defined the sales price. Now I'll define the inventory price as per our definition or the code component setup. The inventory price, same item, from date is 1st of February and 180. I'll click save, activate, and I have a two price, that is the sales price and inventory price is 180. Now I go to the sales order and I will just refresh the page and I'll click on recalculate. System has updated 180 as my base price or the sales price. Now there is another feature. The feature is if I go to the pricing management, system will also tell you from where this price is derived. Okay, so if I go to the pricing management parameter, pricing management and the pricing management parameter, so there is an option called enable price detail. This is the toggle on the parameter. I click it as yes. Now if I go to the sales order and on the sales order line and I click on the price detail, the system will tell me, so this is my base price. If at all I have any margin adjustment, so that will also populate it, and along with some discounted sales charges and everything. And if I go to the little bit down, so this is telling me like this is the 180 price system has populated. Okay, and if I have any journal posted, let's say trade agreement journal, that is also defined here under the journal name. And if at all any margin component discount, all thing will be shown here. So that is the extra feature the Microsoft has given to us. And the last thing is about here item based price I have told you. Now the next is sales agreement price. Now similarly, I'll define one sales agreement. In order to define the sales agreement, I'll go to the sale, click on the create trade agreement. Maybe journal name is not there. I'll quickly define the journal name. Sales price, price sales, save it, open the same journal, line, and I will select the same item. And here I'll mention the price as 200. Okay, I click save. But before I post it, if you want system to consider the existing trade agreement journal, then you need to go to the pricing management and under the calculation rule, sorry, pricing and discount, we have an option called apply existing trade agreement. So if I save it yes, then system will consider trade agreement. I quickly post this trade agreement. Now trade agreement has been posted and I'll quickly go to the sales order and I will recalculate. So it's showing as 200. Okay. Now that is the first part I wanted to show you, like how the system will determine the price based on the release product base sales price, then the activator standard item cost, item base price, and the sales trade agreement price. Okay. Now what will happen if there is a sales agreement? Okay. If I have a sales agreement, I'm talking about sales agreement, not a trade agreement now. If I have a sales agreement, then system will disregard all the price, whatever we have it. Let's say from the pricing management, we have a item cost, then the base price, and our trade agreement journal. It will all disregard and only consider the price which we define on the sales agreement. Okay, so that is a feature that you may try it. Then the next question comes whether this will be applicable to sales quotation. Okay, so sales quotation, whatever the existing functionality that we have it, that will be applicable. But if you are asking me the functionality called the attribute sales trade, the trade agreement with the attribute, that may not be applicable. So that is Microsoft is yet to provide this functionality. So what I meant to say is, if I define the trade agreement with the different attributes, let's say customer attribute, then item attribute, and I posted one trade agreement, and if I create the sales quotation for same item, system will not consider that price. So that is the thing I wanted to tell you. But if you use the existing functionality, we have a normal trade agreement and the item based sales price, that will be used in the sales quotation. Okay, so that is the one limitation in this particular functionality. Now we'll quickly move to the next part, that is the attribute based pricing. Now, in order to do that, first I'll define some attributes. To save time, I have already defined some attributes. So if I come to this particular sheet, I have defined this customer attribute, that is two attribute, device use and a customer region. Device use, I have defined three values: mobile, desktop, and tablet. Customer region, US East, US West, Denmark. Similarly for product and similarly for sales order. Okay. Now, in order to define this attribute, first, this you might have already know it. So I need to go to the product information management, and product information management, I have a first attribute type. An attribute type, let's say product material. Yeah, so product material, this I have defined. This is the normal way of defining it. The only thing which I wanted to show is if I go to the define the attributes, in the attributes, if I define the product material, so there is a one feature that is there is can be used in the price attribute. If you disable it, then this attribute may not be used or may not be displayed at the time of defining the trade agreement, and you cannot choose the this particular attribute. So just make sure when you define the attribute, especially for your pricing functionality, you should have can be used as a price attribute enabled on the attribute page. Okay, so that is the one extra thing you need to make sure. The next is I just group the attributes. I just show into the group. So first is my customer. Sorry, I didn't get it wrong. So I just group these two: customer device use and the customer region. Okay. I think this is also you are looking at first time. We have not defined any attribute on the customer level. However, we define the attributes on the item level. So this is something new. Then we have a SO, sales order. So this is also group it, sales attribute, the order campaign and the order channel. And similarly, I have defined the product. This is the product. These are the two: product material and the safety standard. Now, in order to use the customer attribute, I need to map those customer group or the attribute group which are defined for the customer in the pricing management parameter. So how to do it? This is the pricing management setup and pricing management parameter under the price attribute. I need to map it. So customer attribute group. If I map the customer demo which I define, and if I go to the customer master, let's say modules, account receivable, and the customer. And if I select any of the customer, so there is a one tab Under sorry, on the action pane, there is a option called price. Under the price, there is a customer attributes. If I click on customer attribute, you can see those two attributes, the customer region and the device used. You can open any of the customer, let's say 006. If I open the customer region, the same attribute, you can see it there. Okay. Similarly, for sales order, so if I have any sales order, if I open any sales order, account receivable and the sales order, on the sales order as well, there is a new action pane price and there is a sales order attribute where we have a order campaign and the order channel. Okay, so this is something new which you have not seen before, and this has come because we are using the pricing management functionality. Okay, now we define the price component setup where we are defining the sequence in which you want system to consider the price. First is like item based sales price, that is your inventory base inventory price. Second, your trade agreement, and uh, third is your auto charges. Okay. Now there is another feature that you can define the prices based on your vendor price. Okay. So initially, what you used to do is you are going to go like on the release product. Release product, we have an option called. I'll quickly go there. Okay, I'll go to the release product. Product information management and the release product. And if I open any of the item, let's say 21. So initially we used to do is we are coming to the sales fast tab and we define some base price as my purchase price and all the cost. Then we have contribution ratio, and whatever contribution ratio that we define, that will get added and system is populating my base sales price. Okay, but now we can make use of the pricing management functionality. So how to do it? I will just quickly show you. In order to do it, I have to go to the pricing management. First, we need to define the vendor list price. Okay. So this is the page. I'll click on new. Now I am putting at vendor list price ID manually because I have not set up the number sequence. But if you define the number sequence, the system will populate the vendor list price ID. So let's say V1. Okay, and I define for one particular vendor, that is I'm selecting as table. Let's select by India. Site is 1. From date, let's say 1st of February. I click save and add the item. Let's say T0021. Yeah. Okay. We have option to define based on your inventory dimensions, site, warehouse, location, and along with the product masters. Okay. And I'll define the price as, let's say, 40. I click on save. And once I define this, I need to click on enable. So once it is enabled, the status is showing as enabled. So this is the first step that you need to do is you need to define the vendor list price. Now the second step is you need to define the term code, vendor price term code. So what it does, it tell you how you want system to calculate the margin on top of your vendor price. So either based on the percentage or either based on the flat amount. So that is the purpose of this particular form. So I click on new and the code is, let's say, 10%. 10% increase. Okay. So we have a two option, percentage and amount. I consider as percentage. And here only one, that is the vendor price, and sequence 10. And where you want to apply this. So I'll just consider as the, let's say, inventory price, and I also consider as the purchase price. Now, if I enable this purchase price, it will also use in my purchase order. How? I will show you next. Okay. So I have defined the different sequences. So for 10% increase, I define the pricing sequence as 10, say. And the last is your vendor price term agreement. So here we are defining the term with the vendor, like 10%, 20%, or the flat increase. So that is the term agreement we are defining it. So click on new. Again, the agreement ID come from your number sequence. Let's say agreement 01. Site is site 1 from date first. And I'll select the same vendor. I think I selected D365 India and added a line. So here I'm considering the code which I defined in the previous form, and the percentage I defined, let's say 10%. Unit has reached. Okay, and I save and enable. Please note, I have not considered any item in the term agreement. It is just a code, the code which we have defined, and we are defining the percentage of how much percentage we wanted. So these are the three setup we are required. Now, how to calculate? Okay, in order to calculate, we need to go to the base price version, and the base price version we option have calculation. It is exactly same as you do for your costing version, where you define the cost for your FG item, that is the cost to roll up based on your raw material, and the raw material cost will be rolled up to your FG cost. So similar way, but in the costing version, we make use of your routing and the BOM if we are using discrete manufacturing, but if you are using the process manufacturing, we are using the formula and the route. Here we do not have a formula and route. We are just calculating the base inventory price and the base purchase price. Okay. Now this is the form. I click on the calculation. So this will open up, and I'll consider the record to include. So record to include the this item. Click OK. And here we have a two option, like the date on which you want system to calculate, then the activate base price. If I select yes, it will be directly activate. If I just select no, then we have to activate manually. Okay, I'll just disable it. And the delta calculation means if we change any vendor list price here and there, let's say into the 10, if we make it 20, the delta calculation this engine will do it for you. Then we have a record to include and price recording version. So I enable all base purchase price, sales price, and the inventory price. Let's see. Okay. And if I need to go to price and the base price. So here, I think system has not calculated. Let me check. Amount is coming as 0. Maybe I have not activated something because of it is human. Let me check once again. So if I go to the price agreement, yeah, I think I forgot to. It is enable 10. If I go to say term code is also there, and the list price, this is also enable. Okay. Okay, maybe some of the reason it is not calculated. I need to check why it is not calculated. But however, if I define the 10% as my price, then system will give it 40 plus 10% as 44. Okay, so that is how you can calculate the vendor price. Similarly for the sales price and similarly for the inventory price. And you can see the calculation detail. You need to click on the view calculation detail, and if you see it is the value is coming as 0 and the calculation type is coming as amount. Okay, but it definitely work. Maybe I set up which I missed something, but it will definitely work. Okay, now I just enable activate it, and this is also activated. Okay, and this is also activated. Now if I want to use my base purchase price on the purchase order, how do I do it? I need to go to the same item. I go to the same item of release product, and T21, this is the item which I choose. And here we have an option called base, base price, purchase price. So once I click on this and click save, and next time when I create the purchase order, system will consider the price, that is 40 rupees for my purchase order. So that is a way you can use the pricing management functionality just to define the price for purchase order as well. So this is the thing I wanted to show you. Now next we'll move on to the attribute based pricing. Now in order to do it, I'll quickly go to the pricing management. In the pricing management, I'll go to the pricing management code setup, which I already show you. I'll show you the pricing management code. But before that, we need to create the price attribute group. So this is the price attribute group. So this particular form is shared across all the legal entities. Okay, be like INMF, USMF, all the legal entity will have this particular form, and the same data is there everywhere because our attributes are cross company data, means it's available to all the legal entities. So similarly, price attribute group is available to all the legal entities. So I define these two, the customer demo and the product demo. Okay, here I added all my attributes. So in order to add it, I just click on add. Why I'm showing you? So here there are options like which all attribute you can consider. Okay, before I just cancel it. Okay, here I just click on new, and we have option called sales order matching scope. Either you want to populate for header and you want to populate for line. So the thing which I'm showing you, this is for header. So that is the reason system is only showing you the attribute related to sales order and the customer. It will not show you any attribute related to the product. Okay, so if I go to the customer demo and click on add, so here the source is my customer. Okay, and if I change the attribute source to sales table, it will show you the sales table. That is the header level attribute pertaining to the sales order. Okay, so these are the customers and the sales order. So yeah, but if you do not define that can be searchable on the attribute master, then it will not be showing here. So hence that particular setup is very important. So I have chosen this particular attributes: mode of delivery, delivery term, customer group, order channel, and the order campaign. And these are the rank. Okay. So how the rank will be used, I'll consider one of the example, then I'll show it to you. Similarly, for the product demo, I have define it for sales order matching scope as line. Okay. And similarly, if I click on add, it will show you the two things, what is on the product, and another price attribute source is my sales line. Okay, on the sales line there are only two: delivery charges group and the line mode of delivery. Okay, so these are the four I have defined: line mode of delivery, safety standard, product material, and the item number. Okay, then next I have to define is price component code. In the price component code, so this is the one sales trade agreement sales. Okay, now I'll just add my header attribute. Let's say the customer demo, and in the line I can add the product demo. Okay, if I just refresh it, so similarly there are four combination system will populate for you. Why? Because I have enabled this use for header group, use for the line group. If I disable both, if I say, it will only show you one, that is the customer header, sorry, customer demo and the product demo. Okay, if I enable first, just refresh it, then all and the product demo. And if I just enable the line as well, refresh it, it shows you the four combination. Now how the system will determine which combination to use? So here there is a combination rank. Okay, 0, 1, 1000 and 1001. So your highest priority is given to the customer demo and the product demo. Then the second highest priority is customer demo and all. All means you can consider any of the item on the sales order line level. All and product demo, which means you can consider any customer, and but you system has to consider the attribute on the line level. And all means you can consider anything. All means customer and the product, which has the very lowest priority, that is 0. Okay, so this is the combination system as defined. I click it save. Now, before I use this trade agreement, I'll just add my product to my commerce hierarchy. Okay, in order to add the product, I'll go to, let's say, retail and commerce. And retail and commerce, I have option called commerce product hierarchy. In the commerce product hierarchy, this is the electronics and let's say television. So I add my two product here, which I defined T0021 and 22. Okay. So before I add, I'll just show you the attributes are not there on the release product. If I go to the release product, T21 and 22, if I go to the product attributes, it is not there. So I just add those to my commerce hierarchy. I click OK. Yes. I don't want to update anything. I just cancel and save. Now I need to add the attribute group. So attribute group is already added. That is the product demo. And if I just go back and refresh it, ideally it should come. Yeah. So the product material and the safety standard. Okay. Now we'll use the our attribute for defining the sales. Sorry, we will use the trade agreement and we'll use the attribute. Now before I use it, one thing that I wanted to show you, I think I missed it. You need to define the journal. Now, how to distinguish whether the journal, trade agreement journal is considering the attribute or is not considering the attribute? We need to go to the pricing management and there is an option called trade agreement journal names. Trade agreement journal names. So there is a one particular toggle or one tick mark, enable price attributes. So if it is enabled, that means whatever journal we are considering or we are posting, which has your attribute defined. So that is the one configuration or the one setup. Okay. Now we'll directly define to the attributes. Now in order to define, I'll go to the price component code and I'll consider TA sales. I'll consider a very simple one. That means what any customer, but we are more concerned about the attributes defined on the product. Okay. So I click on the trade agreement journal, click new. I already have not defined it. Okay, let me define. Okay, I'll quickly define. Maybe I missed this. Pricing management, trade journal, new. I say price, save it. Here it should come. Yep, it has changed to price sale, align. Now it is exactly same as you are defining for trade agreement. Now I click on new. So here my attributes are started coming. The attributes which are defined for the line level or this are for my product level. Okay. So let's define the item T0021. Okay, I'm not defining item, otherwise it will be very simple. Let's say I define the product material as plastic and safety standard. Okay, I'm not defining safety standard, just say plastic. I click OK. And price as 250. Okay, I click post. Okay, so let's create one sales order. In order to create a sales order, I'll go to the account receivable and the sales order. And let's create the new one. Customer account, Fabric in India. Warehouse is 11. and T0021. The unit price is coming as 40. Maybe we have defined the sales price. You remember in the first time we have defined the 40 as a price. I just change the attribute. I define for plastic. I'll make it as plastic. And if I come to the sales order, I can recalculate. T0021. Ideally, should calculate. Okay, let's take another example. T0022. Yeah, it is taking 250. So that is the one example. Now we'll change something in our trade agreement journal. What we can define is we'll go to the another example. I click new trade price. I'll go to the line. Okay, so this time I'll define the line mode of delivery as air, and I click OK. And price as, let's say, 300. Okay. Similarly, I'll again define the safety standard. Safety standard, let's say BIS certification, or let's say CE mark. Okay. And I define the amount as 250. Or not 250, it will be similar, 270. And I post it. Okay. If I come to the same item and it is CE mark, okay, I'll go to the sales order and I recalculate. Again, it's taking 250. I don't know why. 250 again, taking the same. Okay, let me check the what is my on the delivery. Oh. Mode of delivery. Where is my mode of delivery? Top address, product, packaging, delivery. Mode of delivery. Let's say here, and I just calculate. It's still showing us 250. 250 and what was the difference? CE standard, right? So okay, so point here I wanted to make here is, so if I go to my price component code, sorry, price attribute group, and if I go to the product demo, okay, so if system will consider the rank, what is my rank? Either rank 2 or rank 3. Since the line mode of delivery is rank 1, so the price defined for line mode of delivery, let's say for air, so system will consider that price because it is the rank is higher. But on the top of that, if I have a safety material and safety standard, and I define the safety standard C mark and rank as 2, and I have defined the price, sales price, let's say 300, the system will consider this because the rank is higher. So this is the point I wanted to show you here, but unfortunately it is not working for some reason. Maybe I need to check it, but this is the point I wanted to make it here. So higher the rank, the higher the sales price will be considered. So that is the point. And the last part for today, that is the charges. So let's see whether the charges is also working or not. If I go to the module, how to do the charging, click on the pricing management. Then we have a auto charge. I click on new. Again, the auto charge as my component, and let's say the handling charge. Handling charge. Okay. But before I define it, I can define based on my uh, criteria. That is the sales criteria. Okay. So in order to define the auto charge header, which I define the price group, and let's say mode of delivery is not coming. Let's say customer account. So customer account is 4. I click OK, and I added the charge. Whether the charge is there, yeah, charge is sorry handling. Handling charge is there 2, and charge is 70. Okay. I think the 4. I'll quickly create the sales order. Let's see whether this is working or not. This is the customer account. Price is warehouse is 11. And I click on the maintain charges. It is not ideally it's not working. But yeah, so this is how it system to populate the charges over here. Maybe some setting is missing, so because of which it is not working. But that is how the system is calculated, the charges and the attribute bit pricing. Unfortunately, I'm able to show you only one particular case for your attribute, that is the sales order header. Maybe some setups are missing, or maybe I'm using in the dev instance, it is not working. So that's it for today. That is the only thing I wanted to show you. You have any question, we can discuss. Thank you for today. Thank you for your time. Yeah, Abdul.
Hi Sagar, very nice session, really very informative. Sessions very nice and very informative. I have a little question about.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay.
Sorry.
So it's okay, no problem. We have a release product price funds, and we set the standard price, like second price will be the greater price, and we send the it's on our retail channel. Does it work? The retail price, either the standard price?
The price will be taken from your price component code setup. If you have defined it there, then it will take it.
It.
So yeah, like I mentioned, so there are 4 ways. One is your inventory, sorry, release product sales price. That is the first. From the first, the system will take it. Second is your item cost price. If it is not defined, then your base price. And fourth is your trade
Standard.
agreement price. Trade
Okay.
agreement price. So if any of these find, then system will populate the price. If it is not defined, straight away 0.
If I want to give the priority, suppose after release price, I set a standard price, which and then activate it. Which one is will act on retail side?
So let me again show it to you. So if you see my screen
Yes.
visible, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So here first priority is given to see the release product sales price.
Yes,
If it's
sure.
not found, then item cost price, then the item base price, and finally trade agreement price. So
Okay.
there is a no like there is a you do not have a control, like you can set up first is cost price, second is the base price, and third is your release product price. We do not have a priority to set up here. This is the by default priority system is defined.
Okay, it's a default. We can't set the priority of
Default.
anyone.
No, here for price we do not have this priority. This is the default.
Okay,
But
thank you.
for if you are using the attribute based pricing,
Yeah.
there we can have a priority. Like I show you the combination rank.
Yes, yes. I see that. Thank you, Sagar. So nice.
Yeah, Pranav.
Hi, Sagar. So I have a question. Let's say there are 10 attributes against a product,
Mhm.
and assume all those attributes are having a fixed list. So one product, 10 attributes, and I'll select any of those values under fixed list for each of those attribute. will we be able to define define a price by attribute? Meaning, let's say, hmm, paper of sizes, different color. Let's say size is one attribute, color is one attribute, and purpose for which I use that is another attribute. So there are three attributes. I would like to define, let's say, size 1 feet, color black, purpose, let's say, advertisement, size 2 feet, color white, and again advertisement. So if you define priority again as these three attributes, will the system be able to define for the, okay, look at from the sales order perspective. He will select the right attribute over there in the sales order. But when you come to, let's say, two different prices based on the combination that I told you. So in option one, it needs to give 100. Option two, it needs to, in a combination two, it needs to give 200. But if you define priority against those attributes, for what combination will the system give priority? Will it give priority for the combination, or for all it will identify the right combination then fetch the right price? So my
So
confusion
here,
is around combination
uh-huh,
versus priority. Which one takes
uh,
precedence?
yeah. So if I again share my screen, so if I go to, let's say, price component,
Or to make it more relevant, instead of product, let's keep those attributes at the sales order line level.
that's what. So, so the combination rank will give the precedence. However, if you want to give the priority based on within the attribute, that is not possible.
So in my case, all the three attributes take the same rank depending on, let's say, in one sales order line, he will select color black. In another
Hmm.
sales order line, he will select color white.
Hmm.
Similarly, purpose also will select a different one. Finally,
Hmm.
what I'm trying to say is from a customer perspective, he will just drop down and select the right combination. But unfortunately, but based on our setup, every attribute is given a priority.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that way, what I feel is system is giving system is giving importance to priority rather than the combination that we want to fetch the rate
System
for.
is system is giving the priority to the combination rather than the priority to the attributes. So this
Mm.
combination will give the precedence. So if I just taking the same example, so in this particular example, it doesn't matter what is my customer, but the matter is what is there on my line level. What is the attributes in my whatever attribute defined for my item level or for the item. So within for those item, if I have 100 attributes, so there is a no way that you can give the priority to each attribute. Let's say if white your system you want to consider first, then the black that would be second, then your printing is third. That is not possible. Whatever you define first, that will be taken.
There was another screen wherein you were defining priority for the attributes. It is not this screen.
Priority for the attributes. Okay,
Uh,
that means this one, price group. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can define it. Within this, you can define it.
so the customer account, the first three are customer attributes, right?
Wait,
Customer
wait,
account.
wait, wait.
Let's stay
This is
on
the
this
customer.
customer demo. So
Uh-huh.
so customer group, what is this? Customer group, device used, and customer region. These
Hmm.
three are customer attributes. Let's
Right.
say there are five values within each attribute. Assume it is a fixed list.
Hmm.
So there are five lines, each containing a combination of each. So
Hmm.
your price also defined in that way.
Hmm.
So my question is, generally, when we define sales order like that, depending on the
Hmm.
combination, system fetches a price. But the
Hmm.
moment we start giving priority to each of those customer attributes,
Hmm.
I don't think it will fetch rates based on combination. Rather, it'll the moment it finds customer group, it'll fetch it'll fetch some rate. Though
Hmm.
in that particular sales order line, in that particular sales order, I might what do you say? I might have a combination of all these three.
Yes. 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 Even if you
So
miss
in
anything, then you'll not get it.
maybe I'll have to try in the system. I'm not sure whether I'm articulating it very well.
Hmm.
Okay.
What I understood, see, first priority is given to the combination rank. If the combination rank is found, then within that attribute, this is the rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So to
So if the
stop the search immediately the
higher the
moment it
rank,
finds,
yeah, even moment it find, then stop the search.
oh, then it is a problem. Understood.
So first your combination is found. Let's say, irrespective of customer, I want system to consider the attribute defined for the product level. So then system will come here. So whether we have a customer region, device use, order campaign, order channel, and a customer view. Okay. So if I found any price for device use, stop. But prior
Okay.
to that, if I have a price for customer region, let's say I have price for customer region and I have price for device use. So the priority will be given to the device use. It will not consider the customer region. But if you have a combination of the two, then system to check which one is the lowest. The same we use for the trade agreement.
Got it. The problem that I'm foreseeing is assume customer region is India and Africa, and device
Mhm.
used as laptop and what's the other one? Mobile. Assume these
Laptop
are the
and
combinations
mobile.
that we have prices for. Now,
Mhm.
I want to use this for uh, um, Africa and laptop. If that's the combination,
That is not possible. I understood it. That is not
uh,
possible. If you define
all
only one
combinations put
attribute,
together,
then
it has a price.
yes, I understood. I understood.
Uh,
That combination level pricing, that is not there. And as of now, this is not there.
which means this module is meant for I can define values for any of the attribute.
Mhm.
Within those
Or you can
attribute,
define, yes,
multiple attributes, though multiple attributes put together is not served by this module, but individual attribute, the moment it whichever finds first, that takes a
yes,
priority.
correct.
Okay, okay,
That is how it is.
okay. That is it. Thanks, Sagar.
Yeah, yeah,
I
bro.
think Manu has raised his hand.
Yeah.
Sagar, one thing I want to know that if we don't enable unified pricing management, the system will consider the previous mechanism. Like if there is a
Yes, yes.
no retail price exists, then there will be zero at the retail
Mhm.
side. Is it? I'm true.
Yep. If you're not defined, then whatever the hierarchy I show, that is not applicable. Whatever is the standard, let's say given price from
No,
your
no.
trade agreement, then the yes,
I want to
sorry.
say that if I don't enable unified pricing management in D365, before it they will consider the same mechanism which are right now
Correct.
uh,
Same
uh,
mechanism.
after
Same mechanism.
enable this feature, then we come on that hierarchy. I'm right.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
That
thank you.
yeah, Manu.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Sagar. The session was very nice, and I learned so much in this session. I have a requirement that we have a customer who is manufacturing donuts, and they are there are many product attributes and like customer attribute. So product attribute, let's say one is chocolate or strawberry cream. Based on the cream, we are segregating. The second thing is egg or eggless, and third is big or small, like based on size. And the customer attribute, let's say preferred or normal. So how we will like define these like separate pricing for these things?
Yeah. So first,
Also,
yeah,
can we
go ahead.
like default the customer attributes on the customer master is like
Yeah. So if I go
actually I'm new
first,
on this module, yeah.
yep. So first, you can define the attributes on the customer level. Okay. So if I go to the customer, so there is an option called customer attribute. Here you can define the customer attribute. Now, how to get that attribute here? You need to map the attributes to my pricing parameters. So if I go to the pricing management parameters, here you need to map the customer attribute group. So basically, you need to define the attributes. Then you group that attribute into the one group. Let's in my example, I have defined these two. Let's say device use and the customer region. I group it into the one that is the customer demo. If I just open it, the device use and the customer region. Now, once you map it here, then customer attributes will start coming. So that is your answer to your first question. Now, second, similarly, for your product level, you have to define the same attributes and you group it together. And if I define you, if I go to the commerce hierarchy, there is a retail and commerce. There is a retail and commerce. You need to go to the retail product category, and you need to add first product here. Once you add the product, you need to map the group, product attribute group. Okay. In that attribute group, I have defined these two, product material and the safety standard. Once you add it, then the attributes start coming on your item level or the product level. Now, once you now you have attributes on the customer, you have attributes on the product. Now, how to define it? How to define the pricing for both combination of the both? You need to come to here, price component code, not price component, price component code. Here we have a trade agreement sale, and the component is sales trade agreement. And here you need to consider the combination, how you want. Now, as per your requirement, we have a customer as well as the product. So you need to choose this one and click on the trade agreement, define the attribute like customer attribute and the product attribute and the postage. So if the combination is found, system is populate the sales price on the sales order.
Thank you, Mr. Sagar.
Thank you.
All right. I think we don't have any question, or we have. Okay, I think we don't have any questions, Sagar. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We'll publish this
Thank
recording
you.
in YouTube channel and broadcast.